Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? And welcome to another edition of the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. My name is TJ Jones. Thanks for checking out the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Well, Who That Nation, it is almost about that time. It is almost time for the divisional round of the playoffs, and we all know what these games are all about. The winner advances to the NFC and AFC Championship game. Now, there are some good teams in the playoffs. I mean, we got the Colts, we got the Chiefs, we got the Patriots, we got the Chargers, we got the Cowboys and the Rams, we got Philly, and of course, we have our New Orleans Saints. Now, I am going to take a second to allow you to digest the names of the teams that you just heard, okay? Just a second. Okay, now, for some apparent reason, on the State of the Saints podcast on YouTube, there are a lot of people that are talking noise. You got people that are Falcon fans, Carolina Panthers fans, and you even have a little Tampa Bay fans, and of course you have the Philadelphia Eagles fans. Now, first off, anybody that listens to my podcast, from the bottom of my heart, man, I really do appreciate it, because you can choose so many other podcasts to listen to, so I'm always extremely humbled. Rather it's positive or negative feedback. But I will say this, for all those out there that are trolling the New Orleans Saints fans, honestly, man, why would you troll a team when your team isn't even in the playoffs? I'm just confused, man. Now, Philly, I can understand y'all, okay? Good game. I hope we have a good game and we go back and forth and we make legendary status type stuff on Sunday, okay? To all my Eagle fans. I know y'all passionate about the team. I understand that because as a Saints fan, I'm passionate about the Saints. But when you see Falcon fans were talking about the Saints are going to choke. How in the hell can a Falcon fan talk about anybody choking when you had a 25-point lead? I don't think the Falcon fans understand this, okay? You had a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl, okay? Now, you can put up as many 10 seconds on the clock in the divisional round of the playoffs as you want to. But I would rather lose in the divisional round of the playoffs than to give up a 25-point lead in the Super Bowl. Atlanta Falcon fans, you cannot talk about nobody. It is a stretch if you even talk about a Cleveland Browns fan. The embarrassment, the unmitigated gall, the audacity for you to come to a Saints podcast page and want to talk noise. Your team is at home. You cannot find an offensive coordinator to save your mama life. And to my Carolina Panthers fans. Carolina Panthers, congratulations. Y'all finally beat the Saints after the Saints been beating you all to sleep for the past year and a half. You finally got a win. And now you want to come and troll and talk about how the Saints lost to Kyle Allen in Week 17. I want you to go and pay attention to this game, Carolina Panthers fans. I want you to take a look at one play. When Teddy Bridgewater threw a screen pass to Mark Ingram, Mark Ingram caught the ball. Mark Ingram could have did two things. Mark Ingram could have dropped his shoulder and ran straight into a linebacker, or he could have made a juke move. What did Mark Ingram do? He did neither. Mark Ingram realized that the Saints had a number one seed, the Saints had a first-round bye, and the Saints need him in the postseason. So he fell to the ground. And you all are happy about that? Nobody cares about that Week 17 game, man. And Tampa Bay, oh my goodness, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay, come on now. Like, honestly, man, you got two quarterbacks that throw more picks than Razor Ramon. Now, for all my wrestling fans, you'll probably understand what I mean. Honestly, get your team together. Get a winning season going before you come at the Saints. Now, Eagles fans, I'm going to let y'all slide, okay? I'm going to let you slide. Y'all the Super Bowl champs. Y'all supposed to be the underdogs, which I don't understand, because how can you be the underdogs when you're a Super Bowl champ? But I'm just going to leave that alone. But I will say this. For all those fans that have been mocking the Saints, the Philadelphia Eagles fans have been talking about how the NFL allowed the Saints to win the Super Bowl. They gave a Super Bowl championship to the New Orleans Saints because of Hurricane Katrina. I want you to realize how ridiculous that statement is. How ridiculous this statement is. Okay, I'm going to give you a timeline, okay? The Saints were 3-13, okay? They were 3-13 in 2005 when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans and all of the Gulf Coast. They were 3-13. Of course, they had the second pick in the draft. They picked up Reggie Bush. Of course, Drew Brees came into town, and the Saints were the number 2 seed in the NFC. They were the number 2 seed. They went to the NFC Championship in 2006 and played the Chicago Bears, and they lost. So, quick question. If the NFL wanted to give the Saints a championship, why would they wait 4 years later? 4 years later to do it. Why didn't they do it the year right after Katrina? Wouldn't that be a bigger story? You see how ridiculous that sounds? But I can tell you what's not ridiculous. Yeah, I am going to be a little petty. What's ridiculous is losing 5 straight NFC Championship games. What's ridiculous is forcing a fumble at the beginning of a Cowboy game and not being smart enough to pick it up. That's ridiculous. Okay, I'm just playing. Look, I'm joking around. I'm just kidding. I have a lot of respect for Philadelphia Eagle fans because they're so passionate. And I understand about passion because we in the Who Dat Nation are passionate. We love our Saints, and we know that you love your Eagles. May the best team win. This has been the State of the Saints podcast. Check out the State of the Saints podcast on YouTube. Go to youtube.com. Subscribe to the State of the Saints podcast YouTube channel. Also, the State of the Saints podcast is on Twitter. Go to Twitter and follow the State of the Saints podcast at SOTS Podcast 8, SOTS Podcast 8. And previous episodes are available for you on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Till next time, all I have to say is, who dat?